Hello and welcome. Today we are going to discuss what is work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure is one of the processes which belongs to scope management. So first we should know what do we mean by scope in a project. So project scope management includes the processes that are required to ensure that the project includes all the work required and only the work required to complete the project successfully. So when we talk about the project scope, it means we want to know what is included and what is not included in a project. Now, what is a work breakdown structure? So it is a deliverable-oriented functional decomposition of the project scope of work into hierarchically grouped work elements. So normally we represent a work breakdown structure in a form of a tree diagram, which is like this. So we will discuss that in detail, but I'm just showing it here so that you get an idea of how a work breakdown structure should look like. So work breakdown structure, what does it reflect? It reflects the scope baseline of the entire project. So in your project, what are the deliverables that are part of the project? So WBS or work breakdown structure, it is prepared with the team's buy-in. So whenever we are working on your work breakdown structure, so make sure that all your project team is involved in that process, because they are the one who are going to work on a project, so they would know what are the deliverables of the project. And then during the decomposition, each level should be complete. It should include all the work in the project before decomposing it further. And decomposition should be done until the lowest work unit cannot be logically subdivided further. So WBS is a deliverable-oriented decomposition and should contain only deliverables and not activities. Now this is very important, because when we start decomposing our work breakdown structure, we usually just go on and start including the activities that are needed to complete those deliverables. But as per the definition, we should know that the WBS should only have the deliverables. Later on, when we are working on the schedule and other processes, we can take this work breakdown structure and then use it for our ease of estimation, and then we can later on use some activities, but that will still be not part of the WBS. So that is one very important thing that we should remember. And WBS is part of the project scope baseline along the project scope statement and WBS dictionary. So that we will discuss what these other two things are. But before we go, so we should still know that a WBS defines the total project work, and if a deliverable is not in the WBS, it is not in the project. So that is how much important our WBS is. So we should always remember that when we are working on our WBS, we are including all the deliverables that we are going to complete in our project. And each descending level of a WBS represents an increasingly detailed definition of the project work to be performed. And the WBS is the foundation for project task definition, resource and performance planning, cost estimating, budget control, progress tracking, and status reporting. As I said before, that WBS will only include the deliverables, but then we can take our WBS and then use it further for our scheduling, for our cost estimating and progress tracking and things like that. Now, what is a work package? So work packages are considered decomposed at their lowest level when decomposing them offers no further value, or when the work packages can be realistically estimated and they have a meaningful conclusion. So the last level in the WBS is known as a work package. And where we should stop, so when can that level be achieved? So each work package should have a single purpose. It should be decomposed until it does not make sense to decompose further, be estimable with a high degree of accuracy, contain clearly understood deliverables or work products. So now, our WBS is part of our scope baseline. And scope baseline does not only include the work breakdown structure, but it also includes the WBS dictionary along with the project scope statement. So I'll briefly explain what WBS dictionary is and what project scope statement is. However, in my next video, I'm gonna tell you how we should be creating a scope statement in detail. So WBS dictionary is basically supporting document, and it provides the detailed deliverable, activity, and schedule information about each component in the WBS. So the WBS, like we can see it here again, so it looks something like this, right? So it will only give you a bird's eye overview, or you can say something that you can just say that, okay, now what do we have in a project. But now you want to know that, okay, so this is under planning, I have to determine project team. Now to determine project team, what are the details, right? So what type of team is needed, how many people are required on a project, all the necessary details. So this detail will be found in our supporting document, which is our WBS dictionary. And then we have project scope statement. So the project scope statement is a description of the project scope, major deliverables, assumptions, and constraints. It describes the project deliverables in detail. And as I said, that I'm gonna explain this one in my next video. So for now, at this stage, for WBS, we should know that WBS is part of our scope baseline along with the WBS dictionary and project scope statement. And this is how we are gonna put all the deliverables in the WBS. So I hope this will help you in creating the WBS for your project. Thank you and have a good day.